results. Meanwhile, President Trump ramping up his threat, saying that he's taking the toughest action ever to confront China's chronic trade abuse. Right by his side, the president's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, is defending possible new tariffs against China unless, of course, they take action and fulfill their promise to buy more American goods. Join me now, Peter Navarro. Peter, before we talk about the president's frustration and maybe the reemergence of these potential tariffs that were tabled for a moment, you guys have some amazing news, and it's a topic no one knows about. This Universal Postal Union, we're a part of it. It's been around since 1874, and essentially we have been subsidizing Chinese mail, Chinese products, helping not only the government, but their online businesses compete against Americans.
Yeah, it's really incredible, Charles. It's cheaper to send a package from Beijing to New York than it is from L.A. to New York. And last year when the president found out about it, he told me fix it. So what we did is last October, we issued a notice of withdrawal from this Universal Postal Union and basically said in no uncertain terms that unless our post office can charge what's called self-declared rates, which allows us to recover the full costs of servicing foreign mail, we would exit the Universal Postal Union. So what we have now coming up in September is an extraordinary Congress that was called basically to see if we could come to some kind of agreement on this. We'll know in September whether they allow us to basically declare our rates. The Postal Regulatory Commission just this week paved the way for freedom from this bondage, Charles. And so we'll find out in September which way we go.
Right.
This is an example of President Trump doing something for the American people, for American manufacturers, for American workers in Trump time, because this issue, Charles, goes all the way back to Ronald Reagan. At one point, Ronald Reagan looked at this and said, what's this all about? No president has done anything about it. We're doing something about it. We're going to be either in the UPU with fair rates or we're going to be out with fair rates. And Peter, we'll know in October.
Peter, this gets to the point that we are in a whole lot of international agreements that are antiquated. You know, they made up this decision in 1969 that the country taking in the mail would bear the cost of it if the other country was a poor country. China's circumstances have changed dramatically since 1969. By the way, underscoring all of this, the post office lost $300 million from 2010 to 2014, but those numbers are skyrocketing more recently. 2016, $134 million, 2017, $170 million, because people are buying things off Chinese websites. They're mailing it here. The government is paying for it. It's crazy. So it's not just taxpayers in the post office, but it's our businesses, retailers, online American retailers can't compete because we're subsidizing their Chinese rivals. How nuts is that?
It is crazy, Charles, and it's just we're subsidizing China, sending us subsidized products, fentanyl, counterfeits, and everything in between. And poor China, that developed country, it is the second largest economy in the world, first by purchasing power parity. It just laughs at us, treats us like a piggy bank. But the president is fixing this. This is getting fixed. This is Trump time stuff. It's getting done in October one way or the other, and good for President Trump. He gets it done.
Peter, I know there was a lot of talk yesterday, an update on these opportunity zones. You know, there's a lot of excitement about these opportunity zones and what they could mean, particularly for poor urban areas and poor rural areas. Give us an update.
Sure. We're on a business show, so how about anybody out there with $100 million this year in capital gains, form a corporation, a partnership, or LLC, invest that money in an opportunity zone fund to build a restaurant or a hotel or a tech startup center or anything in between. And within 7 years, you get 10% off your capital gains. And if you hold on for 10 years, you don't pay any capital gains at all. That's a pretty good deal.
Anyone taking the administration up on this so far?
This is tens of billions of dollars are flooding into this. We got projects all over Erie, Pennsylvania, Miami, Cleveland, Ohio, Mesa, Arizona. This is one of the sneaky best things this president has done in terms of creating opportunity in this country for investors and minority communities alike, because it's a real partnership. And so the way these opportunity zones work is that the money comes in, but state and local government works closely in partnership to streamline the regulations, move things through. It's getting done, and it's a beautiful thing. And this is why our economy is growing so fast, right? It's like we're hitting our marks because of things like the Buy America order that we did on Monday, the third in the series that dramatically increases the amount of American-made steel and iron.
What was that all about, Peter? Because I saw the pictures and I saw the big tractors and all of these things made in America. But what's the gist here? What's going on?
Well, that was Made in America Day. We had products from around the country, from all 50 states, but the president also signed what we call Buy America 3. It's the third in a series of Buy American orders. Back in 1956, President Eisenhower signed an executive order that said, thou shalt have 50% iron and steel in all public projects financed by taxpayers. And he did it just before we began building the biggest infrastructure project in world history, which was our interstate highway system. A great boon for the steel industry. President Trump signed an order on Monday that basically almost doubles that. He goes from 50% to 95%. So
can
beautiful
we do that?
American
Do we even
steel.
have the capacity to do that in this country?
Of course we do.
Good.
Of course we do. We are investing in steel mill capacity across this great country. Ohio's humming, Pennsylvania's humming, Wisconsin's humming. The Iron Range, Charles, I was up in Duluth about a month ago, which is where a lot of the iron ore from the Mesabi Iron Range in northern Minnesota comes into, and then off the Great Lakes to the steel mills across the Midwest. That place is humming. This country steel mills are humming, and these are the kinds of things the president does that we don't talk enough about to make this economy grow, and that's why the market is really reflecting a strong economy moving forward. And we had retail sales this week.
Oh,
that number was off the charts.
Yeah.
So
and let me get to that, because we've got a minute and a half left, but I want to delve into this a little bit more. You know, the markets, the economy, and trade. That retail sales report was phenomenal. Continues to belie the notion that President Trump's trade war was going to cripple the American consumer. That being said, you know, there was a reset button, we think, or a ceasefire of sorts. President Trump, though, expressing some anxiety, even frustration. China's not living up to their obligations. Where are we with this? These negotiations.
Charles, I got to say this. That beige book report that comes out, the Fed needs to look in the mirror. It's complaining about trade tensions for slowing things down. The reason why it's slowed down is because the Fed raised interest rates 100 basis points, drove the dollar up, suppressed our exports. It's the only thing holding the Trump economy back. And so the Fed really needs to do some deep reflection when it puts out these kinds of reports, and doesn't even mention the fact that the big drag on the economy has been higher interest rates.
I think they get it, though. Honestly, Peter, I think we're looking at a new Fed. I'm going to delve into that later on with a couple of markets guests, but I do want to get from you how frustrated is the president? Because I got to be honest.
He's not frustrated at all.
When he mentioned it the other day, the market went down, but it didn't go down much. The Dow going down 50 points at this level. Right. Now people are kind of shrugging it off, but there is a sense that is something going to happen.
Here's my advice. Let Robert Lighthizer work his magic behind closed doors with the Chinese. We're in a quiet period. That's all we should be talking about. Let's focus on the USMCA, getting that passed. Let's focus on the Fed lowering interest rates, starting that this July. And guess what? If we do that, we'll cruise past 30,000 on the Dow, and we'll keep this prosperity cycle going. That's where we're focused. We're in a quiet period now with the Chinese. Let's let that just happen, Charles.
Hey, listen, you must have heard me before, because honestly, I'm glad you said that. I prefer that only Lighthizer chime in on this, or maybe Mnuchin, but no one else, I don't think, and because they move markets. And it's all speculation, and those are the only two who really know.
It is all speculation, Charles. It is all everything you hear that doesn't come from the lips of Robert Lighthizer or Donald J. Trump is pure speculation designed to move the markets in bad ways and to shape narratives. It's garbage.
Real quick, USMCA, you just mentioned it. Can you handicap the possibility of it getting through this year?
Well, we'd love to see it happen. The only thing that's holding it up is the House of Representatives, and we saw how quickly Nancy Pelosi can get a vote when she wants to. So let's see what happens. It's a great deal for America. It's going to mean hundreds of thousands of jobs.
Any debt ceiling drama? Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, I know her and Mnuchin are talking closely. Any debt ceiling drama? Should we be braced for that?
I don't do drama, Charles, and I let Mnuchin handle that lane.
All right, so maybe. We'll leave it there, Peter. We're all
no
watching.
drama here. A little comedy, perhaps, but no drama.
All right. Thank you very much, Peter.
All
really
right.
appreciate the update.
Thanks.